Hello, Rebel fans. We're here in the field house with Chambers Academy Rebels starting quarterback Cole Baker. So we're really happy to be here with Cole. Cole, we have called your name so many times during this year based on unbelievable leadership and just ball handling ability, not making a mistake. And on that, I think there's been one fumble maybe this year.
Yes, sir. It's one or two.
Okay. Well, that's been kind of our theme with you, and we haven't seen the ball in the air. It's been the offensive set. And tonight, we get to see you come out and throw the ball. You threw the first two plays were throwing plays, and you really did a great job. We don't have final stats. We estimate it's probably 8 to 10 throws and probably 50% plus. I think Chester told me we're just under 50 yards, which, those are not gaudy numbers, but from where we started, it's just great to see you come out and be able to run the offense with the throwing game. Yes, tell me a little bit about how the game went with you. You only played in the first half. Tell me a little bit about how the game set up for you.
Yes, sir. I thought it was well. We knew they weren't going to put up a very good fight against us from the film we've seen and the scores from other games. Mm-hmm. But they came out and they had a good first drive, and I thought it was going to be a pretty close game. And I got a little nervous there for a second. Our first drive, we went and scored pretty quick. Our defense held them on their first drive.
I agree with what you're saying there, and we had the same kind of feeling. It's like that pass over the middle always makes us just a little bit nervous in the first half.
Yes, sir.
But we settled down and we got that play worked out a lot better. I thought one of the things that we saw in practice this week was the big guy package.
Yes,
we weren't sure how much we were going to see tonight, and we got was tonight maybe just a little decoy on the big guy package.
Maybe so. I think we'll run it a little bit more if we can get better at it.
Right.
We got to get our blocks down with that package, and I think it'll be good for us in the future.
It's always fun to see somebody like Ryan come in, and he is a big guy, and he's really excited about running the ball. And how does that work from a quarterback perspective? I mean, you've got 4 running backs basically. After Gavin went down, you've been working with 4 key guys. And then Norgard comes in, Hand comes in later on. So it's 4 steady guys, 2 backup guys, and now you bring a big guy in the backfield. What does that do to your game planning?
It really doesn't change anything. I treat him like all the other running backs. And,
okay.
He's more of a blocking back, but I think he will get the ball a little bit maybe.
Do you have any concerns about exchanges, or do you guys practice that enough that that's gone by the time you get to the game?
I don't have any concerns with him. He ran a little running back in JV, and
okay.
So he knew it, and he knew how to take the handoff, and I think it'll be pretty good.
I think that's great. And listen, this offense has played so well. I know we sat in here with Luke and with Gavin after the opening game at Lee Scott, and there was a tremendous amount of disappointment, but just character showed through. Those guys were talking about, we're not going to quit, we're going to play. Yes, we went up to Carrollton and got another really big team that beat up on us. But this is 7 in a row, and we're looking at finishing the year off at 8 in a row. And I just want you to know that we, all 3 of us here in the broadcast booth, we see you guys develop. This whole offense has developed, the running backs, offensive line, and you yourself have done a great job. Congratulations on being our offensive player of the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back again, Rebels fans. We're here in the clubhouse again, field house again. Tonight we got senior Evan Arwood, plays cornerback on our football team and does an outstanding job. Evan, welcome. Great job tonight. We saw you really do some great coverage adjusting and coverage play. Tell us about your night. How did it go for you tonight?
It went pretty good. We had a few things at the beginning. They got a pass over the middle, but we cleaned it up and we did pretty good on defense.
We've seen that play happen a couple times where we get a big receiver typically open into the middle, and it's things that happen. Is that really a read or a coverage mistake? Where would that go?
It's just mainly we just got to make sure we see everything and get lined up right.
Okay. Well, that's great, because I'll tell you, we saw you last week. I think one of the bigger plays we saw last week was in that corner play where you got your hand up, swatted the ball away when it was still Macon was actually driving on that play, I think. Chester, wasn't that right in the first half? And Evan came up and did a really nice job. We really appreciate how well the entire defense is playing. I mean, your linebackers and your defensive line really does a great job, typically, of overpowering people.
Yes, sir.
But you guys are up against huge receivers a lot this year. We've seen guys put 2 and 2, 2 right and 2 left. What are you thinking when you're back there on that corner, kind of isolated when you got 2 guys out there?
Well, a lot of teams this year have just been trying to throw it up and either get a penalty or maybe catch it, but we just been working on it every week in practice and getting better.
Right. Well, I think you one of the things that I commented tonight during the game with you're turning to the ball. It's almost like you're feeling the ball in the air. And I think for me personally, I played linebacker, and I will tell you, I have no idea how people play corner and safety and can really, you're focused on getting with the receiver, blocking that receiver off body-wise, but then you got to turn, see the ball, and make an athletic move to get to it. It's really a tough position.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. We think you did an outstanding job tonight. We think you've done a great job all year long, and enjoy your senior night. And thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello again, Rebel fans. We're back here in the field house with Coach Jason Allen. Coach, congratulations on another big win. We think this is 165.
Think so?
We look at our numbers almost weekly. We think that's where it is. And that's, I think we said 144 at Chambers, 165 career.
Yeah, well, I've been blessed. God's really blessed me and given me some really good football players, some good coaches to help. So that's been a thing that I definitely wasn't able to do on my own, but I'm really proud of the people that helped me get to that point.
Well, we're certainly proud of you. We love the way you guys coach. We love your athletes and how you put them together, and they play hard and they play strong. It feels like forever since we've been here to talk to you. It's been a month since we've been able to have an interview after the game. We are on a 7-game winning streak. So we've got a chance to go to Glenwood after winning a region. Again, congratulations on the 7th region win in a row. Tell us what you're thinking about moving down to Glenwood next week.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's just the next game, and, we're trying to get better. Our goal is to be playing our best when we go into the playoffs. And so, it just so happens to be Glenwood's that 10th game. They're a really good football team, good football program. Of course, I was the coach there for 3 years, been over 10 years ago. I think 10 years ago this year when I left Glenwood. Came back to here, and man, what a 10-year ride it's been at CA. Yeah. Never could imagine that God would have blessed our school and blessed our athletes and our football team the way He has. But it's been probably the greatest 10-year run in the history of this school.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. We talked about it a good bit in our pregame. We talked about one of the things about this school and the story that we have to tell, not only athletics, but from an overall student body. And I wrote a little piece today on Chambers Academy Sports Live about hoping the seniors will enjoy tonight, hoping they'll enjoy their last home game in the playoffs. It's, to just bring this full circle, we played our last game on this field 50 years ago next month. So 50 years after the fact, I still think about the games. I think about all the guys that I play with, love them all. And I just was trying to get these kids to understand that. And I think they do. I think you've gotten those guys in what you call your standard, and we see it every week. Tell us about tonight's game. How did it go according to what you were looking for?
Yeah, well, our focus was for our seniors, and I told them for the game, that you'll only have one senior night your whole life, and, make it count. Make it count. And so I think our team played inspired football out the gate. They play for each other. The underclassmen played for those seniors, and I haven't questioned the heart or the effort of this team a single time all year. I know we had a couple of tough losses, and the game got lopsided, but our kids always compete every single game. So, we knew where we had Hooper outmatched tonight. Hooper had a couple of really good players. Their big offensive tackle was a really good player. Their number 24, who they got started early, he's their running back, but they played him a little quarterback and ran some quarterback ISO game. They gave us a few problems there to begin with, and they played hard. But we knew we were a better football team than them. I told our kids our goal is we got to get better again tonight. Right. Sometimes that's hard to measure if you got better against an opponent that you're a good bit better than.
Right.
But what I'm proud is our kids didn't go around out there and just slop around,
right.
Have a bunch of penalties. I didn't see any lows where kids weren't playing hard. And so I was proud of that. We came out, we said we wanted to try to open it up a little bit, just to throw it a little bit, and we did. But then you get ahead and you score three or four times,
Right.
you know, you hate to just keep throwing the football. You don't want to take that physical edge away from your linemen
Right.
because, you know, they're used to really run blocking a lot.
Boy, no kidding. We called that early. I mean, we really weren't looking for the ball to go in the air, but it was great to see. Obviously, our offensive player of the game here, we had Cole in to talk to him. And, you know, we talked to Cole. He threw the ball. We don't have the final stats, up 8, maybe 10 times. Probably had close to 50%, if not better, throwing percentages. But he continued to just grow and develop as a leader on this team. He doesn't make mistakes. He understands what that offensive quarterback position needs to be. And his leadership is just outstanding, and his mistakes are just not there. He just limits everything as far as a bad play.
Absolutely. Cole's a CA kid. He's a CA lifer, and this means a lot to him. This program does, and when you got a kid like that taking snaps, you know, you got a chance. And, you know, the thing that I'm proud of for him, my number one stat for a quarterback is turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you turn the ball over? And, you know, we really haven't turned the ball over much since that 2-game skid at the beginning of the year. And he's managed our offense really well, you know, and he's done a good job with his ball fakes, with our tempo. You know, we ran a lot of tempo last week at Macon East.
Absolutely.
Really getting to the line and going fast. So he's done a great job for us, and really has settled in as our guy there under center, and I'm proud for him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, just right on top of that, I know that last time we were in here, we talked about your players, and you want them to get their cleats in the ground, you know, and play hard and play aggressive. And since that month has passed, we have seen them play with real aggression every week. Your defensive line, your offensive line, your linebackers, and it's just been kind of a ferocious attack on both sides of the ball. They've been very physical, and you know it's shown up in scores. I mean, they have really done a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage on offense and defense.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's who we want to be. And I tell the kids all the time, as coaches, we can have answers for different sets, different offenses, whatever but there's no answer for physicality.
Right.
And I told our kids, you know, I've been really impressed with how hard our kids have played and the physicality they played with. Sometimes at times we may take it a little far, but I would much rather have a team where I had to pull back than a team that's not physically aggressive. And there's been several games where it looked like there was a bar fight broke out on the field.
These guys, the guys in the trenches play really aggressively. But I'll tell you, there's a couple of things that we just have talked about on air. We've talked about development of some players. Luke is like, you know, like just somebody started a chainsaw and just it's running all the time.
Yeah.
And we've noticed Ryan Ford progress. Ryan, it seems to me, to be playing so much better at linebacker. He's just getting his keys better. He's making better tackles. The secondary, you know, we had some big plays thrown on us, but we're cutting down on that and we're making good adjustments. We had Evan in here. I think last week he played real well. This week he played real well. And then just things like your second team kids coming in and playing hard tonight and stopping the drive from the 1. I mean, it's first down on the 1. And Ricky Brooks throws a guy down at 4th down on the 2.
Yeah, I was proud of that group right there. You know, we were getting on them pretty good. We didn't quit coaching, you know, because we played our junior high the whole second half. And, you know, that's just a great – I told them for the game, this is your audition for next year. You know, we're trying to see what you got. And I was proud our offense stepped in there and we went down the field and scored. And then we gave up the long run. We got out of space. And then they drove the ball down again there towards the end. And we just kind of challenged them, said, hey, you going to just lay down and let them score, or you going to do something about it? And really proud of the way they played there on the goal line.
We were really enjoying that. Unfortunately, the Hooper coaches weren't enjoying it. They were definitely tired of watching that. The other thing that I will just say, and as we get ready to close here, we talked about the bounce back of this team after Gavin went down. You know, a big leader, a big production guy. And then 2, 3, 4 weeks later, it's a 4-headed monster in the backfield.
Yeah.
Got a kid hurt. Next thing you know, Norgard steps in. You know, then you got Hands stepping in, and then you got Eli coming up. I mean, it's just there is this just freight train of really solid running backs here, and we love watching 3 of the 4 typically in the backfield every week. and their development has just been outstanding. They're all really playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that just makes it harder for the other team to defend us when you got multiple guys. Buster Coker's really had a great year running the football.
Absolutely.
He had not run the football up to this point in his career, from my understanding. So I think he's really given us a great runner at that wing to really balance our offense out, along with Luke and either Norgard or Yerda. We, like you said, we are blessed with some guys that are hard nosed and they've got a little speed and ability.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's been good for us. That's people talk about balance between running and passing, but when you have balance in your run game and it can attack all avenues of the
Absolutely.
field, then that really takes up a lot of your short passing game that you don't have to do. It is your short passing game.
And it's that element that you just don't see a lot of that.
Right.
You'll see a team with a big bruiser or a big speedster, somebody who can just outrun everybody. We've got all that. We can bring the ball up the middle, we can put the ball off tackle, or we can get outside and just run for 70 yards. Yeah. And I agree with you. I think it's a really tough thing to play defense against, especially when that offensive line is just pounding people. And I think, as Cole, as a junior, continues to develop, I just see our future being bright, and we don't want to get too far ahead. We want to beat Glenwood, and then we want to play our first home playoff game. So we're really happy to be back home tonight. We'll be down with you at Glenwood next week.
Short drive. So I hope we'll have a lot of people show up down there and support us. This will be the first time that I've been back to Glenwood since as a varsity coach since I left there. So it's just another game to me. But some people will say that bears some significance. But I just want our team to play well. I want our people to show up and support them like they always do. And let's finish this season out on a strong note.
Absolutely. Coach, congratulations. Great game plan. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Remember, it's great to play for the C and the A.
Absolutely.